Good day to all of you, international students. This is your registered migration agent, Renante Sudit, with MARA number 1382407, speaking all the way here from our national office in Melbourne. And welcome to our information session for study, live, and work in Australia, brought to you by RPS Migration Services. Today, we have our guests, registered training organization here in Australia who will discuss the programs in the vocational courses under acknowledged education. Before that, I would like to introduce to you the engineering design and construction courses that will be discussed today: the Bachelor of Construction Project Management, Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design, Diploma of Civil Construction Design. These courses will have a migration pathway for you, whether you want to become a resident here in Australia, temporary or permanent resident. So the features of this vocational course that it has no English requirement and it has no show money, because the leveling of the Philippines and the level of the school belong to that no show money and no English requirement. So it has the pathway to residency. The payment plan to the school is also available, and the school is located at this Melbourne Central Business District. As you can see here, the documentary checklist in the immigration, we have the identity, we have the evidence of intended study, which is the confirmation of enrollment, and we have here the parental consent or the health insurance, the genuine temporary requirement, and the relationship if you have a spouse or de facto partner. You will see from the documentary evidence list that we don't have that English test, so it may be required by the school internally, and of course we don't need to show our bank accounts here. That's why it's very good to have this kind of school, and also because Filipino international students are regarded as compliant. They are doing their best to finish their study and to submit all the requirements on time. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Acknowledge Education.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this session. I'm Cyrus, I'm the Chief Innovation Officer here at Acknowledge Education. I've got here with me PJ, the course coordinator of the construction programs. So PJ, I'm actually now in Perth. PJ is based in Perth, I'm based in Melbourne, but we've got our programs running across all 4 states that Acknowledge Education is running. As you can see, we've got campuses in Brisbane, in Sydney, in Melbourne, and in Perth. Now, if you've got any questions throughout this presentation, when we move forward, you can actually ask questions. But throughout this presentation, we try to cover as much as we can from both intro requirements, course academic details, sort of maybe then a little bit of a migration information, and as long as together with the, let me just need people, yeah, and together with the sort of like the outcome, occupation outcome of this program. Now, moving forward, so just a little bit of introduction around other programs that we're running. Here at Acknowledge Education, we're offering different programs within different fields. As you can see on the screen, we've got hospitality, from diploma all the way up to Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality. Basically, hospitality from Cert 3, Cert 4 diploma, and advanced diploma to Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. We've got health programs from Diploma of Nursing, Diploma of Community Services, Bachelor of Community Services, and then soon Bachelor of Construction, Master of Social Work. Now, construction, I'm just jumping into construction because the focus of this is actually construction. So we've got diploma and advanced diploma of civil construction design within BET programs, leading to Bachelor of Construction Project Management, which is a higher education program. We do also have different programs within Acknowledge Education, but these are our main 3 fields of studies or programs that we're running. All right, now moving on into more specifically talking about the construction programs. Now, to give you a little bit of maybe information or background around the fact that why we chose construction programs and The vision for this is basically because, as you're probably all aware, the global growth of construction in almost all countries is basically pretty significant. Here, the same in Australia, is one of the industries that is almost always growing. And if you can recall around COVID time, which everything was down, construction was probably the only industry that was still moving forward, booming, and sort of always growing. And when we talk about construction, we actually refer to construction for both domestic and commercial and infrastructure. So that covers almost everything within construction. So civil construction design covers all elements of construction and infrastructure. Now, as you're all aware, construction is one of those programs that is really outcome oriented, or I would say maybe industry oriented program with practical skills developed within this. So that's one of those programs that people can actually see the skill that they develop, and then they can deliver this in the workplace. So that's basically one of the main reasons, or the main reasons that we sort of thought of developing and delivering construction programs as a profile of programs within technology education. Now, let's get into some of the target profiles. Now, students or people who would be interested in construction programs could be industry professionals thinking of maybe changing into different areas of professions within that industry. Let's say an engineer who wants to do drafting, or a draft person who wants to do more construction project management. So that sort of profile. We also have graduates, so people who graduates from different pathway programs, but now they want to pursue career into construction. Also school leavers with some sort of profiles relevant to construction. Now, some current student backgrounds that we currently have, or potentially we can have, particularly from Philippines. This will be probably very relevant to Philippine market. So Bachelor of Science Architecture, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Technology, major in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science Interior Design, Diploma of Architecture and Urbanization, I guess that's the one. And sorry, going back, National Certificate in Technical Drafting. This would be the study backgrounds with the students who are sort of thinking of doing construction programs in Australia or Philippine background, and have done that sort of study background. So that would be a very, I would say, strong profile for those students to apply and be able to sort of submit a genuine GTE and an SOP. Now, work background as well, if you have worked as a site engineer officer or senior quantity surveyor or civil works design engineer or project coordinator, these would be the sort of relevant field that students can pursue career or get into programs in construction, and then obviously pursue the career in Australia. Now, our offering. So within our construction department, this is, I would say, perhaps one of the most flexible ways to put a program together. Our Bachelor of Construction Project Management is a 3-year program. And I want to tell you the fact that this is probably one of the only programs within the higher education in Australia that is only a 3-year program. If you look at all other construction management programs at university levels, they're all 4-year degrees. So in terms of this being a 3-year program, I think that's already a strong selling point, because that saves 1 year plus 1 year tuition fees, which is, I think that's a very strong point. Now, that's one. We've got Diploma and Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design. This one is also flexible in itself, because then students will be able to do a diploma for 1.5 years. They will be job ready, because by doing Diploma of Civil Construction Design, you will do all the technical units of being a draftsperson, and then a half a year for advanced diploma. So Now, the selling point here is that you would do a 2-year qualification with the same amount of fees and the same duration, but you get out with 2 qualifications. One is diploma, the other one is advanced of civil construction design. So this is also a strong selling point. I'll talk about the outcomes and what you would get out of this right after this slide. But also, students doing diploma of civil construction design get unit exemptions from the bachelor degree, meaning that if you do diploma and or advanced diploma, you get 1-year exemption from the bachelor degree. That means you would do only another 2 years and you can finish the program. So that means if you do a package, diploma, advanced diploma plus bachelor degree, altogether it will be a 4-year program. You don't have to, because VET alone, 2 years will give you all the outcomes, but we'll talk about it a bit later. Now, so the outcomes. Now let's get into obviously real business here, because obviously for all people coming to Australia, they want to see outcome. They want to make sure that what they study would lead to some outcome that they can actually pursue their career, and also they stay in Australia. Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design diploma pathway would lead to 2, well, there are different job occupations, but the ones that are actually in demand and they're on skill occupation list is civil engineering draftsperson and civil engineering technician. Now, these 2 are the occupations through which students can get into pathways. Now, with Bachelor of Construction Project Management, you would become construction project manager, quantity surveyor, site manager, and a lot of other occupations within this field, but these 3 would be the main one. Particularly the first 2, again, these are the roles that are within the demand list. All right, but then let's focus more on the VET side, because I think that would be a more relevant sort of program for the student profile applying from Philippines. Now, this is where it becomes a bit interesting, because now if you look at this is a bit of a probably recent change, and we're very happy that we're sort of like a leader in the education side of things, that we are providing diploma of civil construction design, packaged with advanced diploma of civil construction design. One of the main reasons for this is that the civil engineering draftsperson with the ANZCO code here is only through the diploma of civil construction design. And the advanced diploma will give you civil engineering technician only. So that means by doing our package at Technology Education, you will be able to tick 2 boxes. Basically, you would be getting the qualifications for 2 different occupations that will help you obviously for your future career. But that's only through diploma and advanced diploma. By doing only advanced diploma, you will get civil engineering technician. Diploma would also lead into a draftsperson. Now, what I would probably do here, maybe if I can invite PJ to probably give a little more information around the units that you would do in the diploma and the units that you would do in advanced diploma, and what would be the differences in terms of the academic side of things and what it would lead to. And just by the way, just before I get into that, it's probably something that AE is proud of, because we've got PJ as the course coordinator. He's probably among very few people in the industry that has got a PhD in construction management, Master of Construction Project Management, and a bachelor degree in engineering. And he's actually a member of Engineer Australia as an engineer, a registered engineer. So he's got a very strong profile in both industry and academic side of things. PJ, before joining Technology Education, he was actually a lecturer at Curtin University. So he's got a complete package of industry and academic behind him. So we're very sort of pleased to have him looking after our programs. So over to you, PJ.
All right, thank you very much, and very welcome everybody to this very quick, let's say, conference or webinar or a meeting, let's say. Cyrus just comprehensively introduced me, so I don't need to repeat them. So I have a very quickly civil engineering construction manager background on and off in the industry and academia. So what I have brought with me is those experience and develop all the content, industry-driven content, very technical content, so that we make our students industry ready and get the outcome listed here in our slide. So we have provided these students, we actually provide these students with this information that can try a range of opportunity from engineering, I would say engineering technician, to management. So our content will support them at technician, engineering, management level to try these, to collaborate with the team, project management team on the construction side. So I have set up a very academic and industry-based team as a trainer or lecturer to support our courses. So I would say it's very innovative programs, because, as I said, this is a very innovative pathway, because it can help the students to reach the outcomes, in a very smart way, so that they be more capable to get employment, and accordingly to apply for their PR and whatever they will have in the future to stay in Australia and keep working in the Australia industry and market. So as you can see, civil engineering draft persons for the first, let's say, the course is preparing sketches. They can develop and also suggest the new sketches or develop the sketches, and drawing technical drawings, performing audit, performing and directing field work and laboratory testing. They can lead the site, the tradies, all the technicians on the site. They can help in project management and improve, let's say, the decision need to support the construction progress, as well as they can prepare the detailed drawing and plans of civil engineering work in supporting of civil engineering professionals and engineering technologies. So all these, are required for the, let's say, the graduates to approach maybe Engineer Australia, maybe Wazapp, I'm not sure which one would be better. Cyrus know about this better. So what I would conclude is that the students, the graduates, have a range of capabilities to get involved in the construction market here in Australia if they go through the pathway, this innovative pathway developed in acknowledged education. So I would like to introduce, if we have the slides, to introduce our team, our academic team. Do we have?
Not here, you can.
All right. Okay, we have a range of academics and industry guys involved in developing and teaching these courses. So that's the reason that I'm quite confident that we can provide the students, the learners, with sufficient information. We provide them with real case scenarios to better understand how to deal with the Australian standards, how to try the provisions developed here in Australia, and confident and make them confident that they step up in interviews with the employer and see a very successful outcome. So that's all to me. So I would pass it to Cyrus to go through the slides here.
Thanks, PJ. Thanks. Now, just for those who are probably looking at this, those probably the agents and then the counselors just want to see what would be the industry or skill assessment authority. For the civil engineering drafts person, it's Engineer Australia and VETASYS. For civil engineering technician, it's only VETASYS. Now, like I said before, outcome of diploma is drafts person, so that goes through EA or VETASYS. Outcome of advanced diploma is technician, only through VETASYS. So the good thing about our program is that you tick two boxes at the same time in the same duration of time while doing diploma and advanced diploma. Now, so occupational graduates, as we already discussed, draftsperson. So normally the draftsperson or the technicians are the ones that help the civil engineers, but the draftsperson would be the ones that they create the technical drawings, the sketches, of the projects. And then again, like I said, it's not only domestic because it's civil construction. It could be domestic, commercial, or infrastructure projects. Like some of the units that we have, that we're going to talk about them, they're pretty technical. Now, obviously, you study a range of software, CAD software, computer-aided design software, but in the industry and what you would probably expect to be able to learn and to be able to apply in the industry would be AutoCAD, Revit, and CivilCAD. These are the main software that basically any sort of employer would probably, well, would actually expect you to be ready and to develop. There's also 12D drains, there's also SketchUp, there's BIM, BIM. These are different software that you would need at this level. AutoCAD, Revit, CivilCAD will be probably the main ones. I would say AutoCAD and Revit will be probably the main ones. If you look at any of job ads for civil draftsperson, number one question they have, are you familiar with AutoCAD and Revit? And then 12D or SketchUp or maybe CivilCAD, these would be the other software. But also, this is something TJ probably as the person in the field can sort of attest to, is that as long as you know AutoCAD and Revit, that means you've learned 90% of the preparation to learn almost all other softwares within the CAD sort of system.
Yeah, correct. Actually, the base, I would say the foundation of the designing software is AutoCAD, because they learn how to deal with the computer, environment, and accordingly they can improve their capabilities toward the most advanced or more advanced software. So building information modeling is, let's say, it's a collaborative platform by which the students can learn how to get involved with the larger scale project, not only low-rise or mid-rise project. BIM software is not the software, it's the package of software that we provide the students with to deal with handling the larger scale project, high-rise, tall building, infrastructure project like that. So we don't specific at the moment. We don't focus our put our focus on AutoCAD and Revit. Revit and AutoCAD are, as I said, the fundamentals. But in BIM, building information modeling, we support them to learn more advanced softwares to deal with, right?
Yeah. And now the way we set up and develop the units or the content for diploma, advanced diploma, it can be put within 4 categories of units: software units, technical units, calculation units, which is more engineering, and then the management units. That's the breakdown of these units. And now I can show you the breakdown. You can see for software, we have CAD, basic CAD, 3D, we've got basic engineering drawings, and we've got, well, read and interpret plan specifications, which is within that, just to be able to read drawings. And then we've got the technical units, as you can see, prepare the design of foundations, subdivisions, urban roads, surface drainage, civil concrete structures, civil steel structures, and civil timber structures. Now, for those that would probably ask this question, sometimes I get this question, so I don't have any engineering background. Would I be able to do all these design of foundations, subdivisions, or I don't know, surface drainage? It's a very good point. If you only start with advanced diploma, I would say no, because starting with advanced diploma, you're expected to, because the outcome of that being an engineering technician, an advanced diploma assumes that you already developed skills within that field, whereas the reason why we put diploma into this package, because we want students from all levels of engineering background or not be able to learn or relearn what they have already developed or just coming without any background. The diploma will start with very basic levels and then build up into more advanced, intermediate and more advanced. As you can see, for example, here we've got basic drawings and then goes to 3D models. Then we've got engineering, basic engineering drawings before you get into the design of foundation. So you would develop this in a progressive way. And then also we've got units that you can see here, for example, more into calculation for engineering purposes, apply calculus to engineering tasks, calculate force systems within simple beam structures, technical mathematics, and apply mathematical techniques in manufacturing, engineering, or related engineering environment. So you can see that all this is basically starting from basic into more advanced with that engineering focus. And then we've got obviously some management units. Some of these units are core and basically compulsory units. Some of them can help with that sort of the whole package of diploma, advanced diploma. Now, Industry North, I think one of the things that we're sort of proud about is that our package, diploma, advanced diploma, we were very sort of pleased to be able to offer this to industry to give us feedback and their input. And looking at our package industry, these companies that gave us endorsement, they believe that we're doing the right thing, we're targeting the right skills, and that the students are basically developing the right skills through this package. And for that reason, these companies are more than happy to give us endorsement. We are working on getting more and more companies on our side and get more endorsement. That's one of the things we're working on. And another thing to mention here, whilst we're on that endorsement slide, is that we're also trying to sort of get a regular industry body, a regulatory authorities sort of endorsement. That's something we're planning to get. For example, we've got AIQS, quantity surveyors for the Bachelor of Construction Project Management, and hopefully trying to deal with Engineer Australia to see what we can get from Engineer Australia as well, given the fact that we're running a very genuine program that can lead to some genuine outcomes. Now, flexible opportunities, yes, you can do diploma plus advanced diploma plus bachelor degree, or you can just do diploma plus bachelor degree. And we're also offering ELICOS programs. If you need English preparation programs and haven't met the English requirements, we're actually running that as well. Now, maybe I now ask like Ferdy to sort of talk about the requirements and anything you would like to add, Ferdy, in terms of admission requirements and anything you want to add into this.
Sure, thank you. Great to meet you all. I'm joining from Melbourne. I am in the marketing team and also dealing more from the partner side. Just very quickly, these are basics. Entry requirement, because this is a wet sector diploma program, the year 12 age and the English requirement of IELTS of 5.5 overall. Just one thing to add here is that because the Philippines is a low risk, we can also, if required, do our English testing, which is online test and a Zoom call. This facility is generally used if the student is needing some more time to get the official English, or onshore and so on, but that flexibility definitely we offer. The diploma program runs, the next intake is in April, and then July and October. Just emphasizing that this is offered in 4 states because we have campuses in the 4 states, but definitely we see majority of Philippine students coming into Melbourne, which is very good. And of course, next biggest is in Sydney, but growing number in Brisbane as well. Just we put down the course fees, the total fees, 24,000 plus the material fees of 400 and enrollment fee of 200. This is the international student pricing. Also keep in mind the deposit. Now, for Philippines applications, we process a minimal deposit of 3,750, whether it be onshore or offshore student. I think when you and the team, you would know from visa, success and so on, and in order to get the commitment from the student, perhaps there could be a bigger deposit, or this could be sufficient, but that's the minimum that is required. So I think the next slide, we have put down just the requirements and the cost or the fees for the bachelor program. Sorry, I just noticed I had made a typo for the bachelor program, direct entry into bachelor. The student will require IELTS overall 6 and no band less than 5.5. That is if they are entry directly into bachelor. Also, I just wanted to share some observations from our side. We are seeing a large number of Philippine students, and in fact, as Cyrus went through earlier, with very strong backgrounds in work and academic in the engineering field. Almost, there is a big number of students who have actually completed a bachelor. Now, we cannot predict immigration grants and things like that, but sometimes if the student who has a bachelor qualification applying for a diploma and advanced diploma, if that seems to be a little not successful, we also have the backup that the student can apply and come through for the bachelor, and later onshore they can restructure the study program into diploma and bachelor. So again, emphasizing that the way we have put things together, we're trying to offer maximum flexibility. Also, always with thought of worst case scenario and backup options as well. Okay, so that's, I think, the things that we wanted to go through more formally, but happy to discuss. You all are the experts from the offshore side, migration side. So just opening it up for questions, input, and discussion.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so thank you so much, Acknowledge Education, and we really are very excited to send you all our overseas students, international students from the overseas. So for the information of everyone, so here are the government fees that you might encounter in the enrollment. So for the visa fee, it's around $700 for a single applicant. Your insurance, this is called the overseas student health insurance coverage here in Australia, so that whenever you are sick, you are covered by the insurance, and it's about 1,800 Australian dollars. So this is just a quote. All right. So, and then for the down payment for the confirmation of enrollment in order for us to apply for the visa, it's around 3,500 to 5,000 Australian dollars. So that is the down payment to the school. Now, so for those of you who would like to start your journey to Australia through this student visa, so you may WhatsApp us at +61 415 831 958. We're going to send you the information form. We're going to send you the application form, and we are going to process the visa right away. And the approval now of the visa is very good. So it's we have the approval of in just 1 week. Okay, but the process, the minimum is 3 months, but we are having approval of the student visa in 1 week or 2 weeks. So it is now time for you to apply for the student visa. Again, this is your registered migration agent, Renante Sugit, with MARA number 1382407.